happens on a farm. I want to talk real quick about managing donkeys, managing specifically big donkeys and little donkeys. Now, the problem with managing big donkeys and little donkeys is not that they will hurt each other, that the big donkey is going to hurt the little donkey. That's typically not the issue at all, unless you've got a big jack with a little gelding or a little jenny. If you've got geldings, jennies, not intact jacks, you're not going to have an issue. I've had mammoths with minis many times, and honestly, a lot of times it's the mini that's rougher than the mammoth. So keeping big donkeys and little donkeys together, as far as them getting injured or hurt, is not an issue. At least one I have never had in over a decade of keeping donkeys, and all different sizes of donkeys. The main issue is the food. Now, right now, my donkeys are on a rotational schedule, so they're all kind of hanging out together, and that's working out really well. Everybody's maintaining their weight, and some of them have lost weight. Even like some of the neck crest that's been on them since I got them, I've noticed some of them are going down with this new rotational schedule I've had them on. But when you're feeding bagged food and you're feeding hay, it can become a problem. Like Clyde will gobble down his small portion of pellets, and then he'll go try to eat Traveler's larger portion of pellets. And for some reason, Traveler guards his food against everybody but Clyde. So then Clyde will get too much food, and I'll start to notice he's getting a little chunky monkey. So that's a big problem with big donkeys and little donkeys, is the food, the hay. Big donkeys can have a whole lot more hay than little donkeys. If your little donkey is feeling like they need to eat lots of that resource because they're feeling like a resource pressure, some of them will definitely resource grab if they feel like they're not going to get enough food, or they're going to be left out of the bulk of the food. So the problem with keeping the big donkeys and little donkeys comes with hay management. If you feed pelleted, grass hays and stuff like that, that's where you've got to kind of micromanage a little bit to keep your little donkeys from gaining weight. In the winter, a lot of times I will separate my donkeys, the little donkeys, and then the big donkeys, because the big donkeys get a lot more hay, and then the little donkeys, they get their hay portion, and a lot of times they won't even finish all their hay because they're not hanging out with the big donkeys, who are hanging out more with the hay feeder, and they don't feel the pressure on the resource. So they tend to eat way less. They tend to maintain their weight better and not get chunky monkey. Anyway, that's just a management tip for keeping little donkeys and big donkeys together, so the little donkeys don't get fat and start having health problems. Hope you're having a good one. You did something fun with your donkey today.